That's right. It's the Hollywood Social Lounge right here on KVVB TV, Channel 33, soon to join our ABC News Radio KMET family over there. We welcome each and every one of you to this show. Yes, today, super excited to have a good friend who we've met well in the past in the carpet, has actually even tuned in to our own show. I always tell you guys, you got to go follow this guy. I've been saying that on the morning show. I've been saying that here on the Hollywood Social Lounge, and now you get a chance to meet him on today's show. Yes, we're talking about Alejandro Patino, and he's in the latest film coming to theaters in June, Papi, Chulo. So, very interesting film. We'll be talking with him and also what it was like to join his co-star there, Matt Bomer. Now, Matt, my mom can tell you right now, Matt, let's just say, in White Collar on USA Network was our first introduction to Matt. And so seeing him in this movie, again, glad to see him on the big screen. So happy to talk about that. And also the whole relationship between Alejandro and Matt in this movie. Can't wait to talk about that as well. Not to mention all the movies that Alejandro has been in for quite some time. He has a varied resume. I mean, he's been in Iron Man 2, The Runaways, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, which, by the way, Sean Nickerson turned me on to that. That's on Netflix. Really good film. Fast and Furious, and you're probably thinking, yeah, I've seen each one of those. Well, okay, maybe not all of them, but so there you go. So if you have, then you've seen Alejandro. And so we're going to be talking to him in this very film. And again, we're excited about that. So we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have our news stories coming up around the corner and also shout outs, including those who are joining us live on Facebook. We're streaming Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube. So we got Mike Young over there. Good morning. Viviana's over there, and many, many more. Okay, we have to take a break. We'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned. All right, we're on a commercial break here at the station. We got Mr. Sean Nickerson in the house. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes, and Mr. Sean Nickerson actually turned me on to one of the films that our guest is on, and that's The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Although I will say, I think one of our...
We got 1 minute, Aaron. 1 minute.
One of our viewers didn't quite get the humor of that, so I guess it's not for everybody, right, Sean?
Oh, okay.
You know,
well.
Yeah, just like certain horror films are not for me, but I watch them with a grain of salt. It's not for everybody. But how would you describe that film? That was I don't know how to describe The Ballad of Buster
Yeah, it's
Scruggs.
pretty hard to describe. I'm not sure how.
Yeah, it's I guess if you like
30 seconds, by the way.
Because the Coen brothers, right? Didn't the Coen brothers direct that? Yeah, so if you know the Coen brothers type of humor, then you'll understand what that is.
Exactly
Which I don't.
what it is.
Which I don't. I guess it's what, dark comedy, but
Here we go. Here we go.
Apps. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
That's right. It's the Hollywood Social Lounge right here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. The first ever radio show to telestream live to television, joining our live TV audience, KVVB TV, Channel 33, and Facebook Live and Periscope TV. Yes, that's what we're doing over here on the Hollywood Social Lounge. You got Mr. Sean Nickerson. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes, and on today's show, which, by the way, one of the films that Sean turned me on to, which is on Netflix, our guest has been in, but he's been on that and so many more. I'm talking about The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. You turned me on to that. I saw it on Netflix, and then I was like, and I kind of bypassed it, Sean. But then you were like, no, it's really good. And then I turned into it, and we have the same type of, like, I guess, thought pattern there. So we tend to agree on a lot of things. Sometimes people don't agree with us, but I liked it. It was really good. How would you describe that, Sean?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, it's the Coen brothers. That's all you need to describe it as.
Yeah, which is streaming on Netflix. Again, it's not your typical. As it says here, 6 tales of life and violence. I will underscore violence, so it's not for the faint of heart. So my mom might not want to watch that, but everybody else. In the Old West, following a singing gunslinger, a bank robber, a traveling impresario, an elderly prosecutor, a wagon train, and a perverse pair of bounty hunters. Now, each one, they're like little short stories, is the best way to say it. Which, again, I really did enjoy it. So, but he was in that film. But he's been in a lot of films. He's been in The Iron Man 2, The Runaways. Remember that? The Runaways? Fast and Furious, one of the 20 Fast and Furious films that they've done over there. He was the one in the 2009 one, which I think that was the original Fast and Furious. So, but we're going to be talking about his latest film. Super excited about this. Alejandro Patino is going to be in the house talking about Papi Chulo. Yeah, co-starring with Matt Bomer. And you'll remember Matt from, if you ever watch USA Network's White Collar. That great show, by the way. I think I got to the majority. I don't remember if I saw the last season on that. I think I made it through most of the seasons there, and then just got busy with life, and then on demand wasn't a thing for me at the time. But I got to go back. It's reminding me I got to go back and see how that all ended. But so we're going to be talking to Alejandro on today's show for the very first time here on our show, except we've interviewed him on the red carpet for other things because he supports the theater arts. I know he's produced some stuff on his own, but since then we've kind of lost touch, and I said, well, wait a minute, we got to have you on. And then it was nice to know that he was doing this film, which is coming out. It's been in the film festival circuit, but now it's coming out to theaters soon around the corner. And we're going to talk to him about what it was like to be on this set and on this story. Very interesting story. So we'll show you guys the trailer with that and talk a little bit about that. Also, a lot of our own L.A. landscape being in the film as well, and what that was like to be able to shoot in his own backyard. So we'll talk about that around the corner. Super excited about that. Of course, there are entertainment stories out there. First of all, Sean, have you seen lately, because we talked about this, but I don't know if you've seen it, Doom Patrol. Have you seen that yet?
No.
Yeah, I hear it's good. Oddly enough, there's an article that says the 5 reasons you should be watching Doom Patrol, which, again, is the strangest superhero show on television right now. And, because everybody's kind of trying to get away from that typical, DC universe. They're all kind of going for the odd, different things like Watchmen, right? That's kind of a big thing. Remember that? So, Doom Patrol is one of the latest, which has been out. And again, it is a comic book. Not your typical comic book, though. According to this, it's a daunting task, but there are malfunctioning robots, quite a few different characters there, and DC made the entire first episode free to watch on YouTube, so you could go check it out for yourself on YouTube for free, which is different, right? We haven't seen that lately, at least not for Marvel yet.
That series is on what? The DC channel?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. That's why they're kind of... let's see here. Hold on. Yeah, you're right. You have to have a membership. It's on the DC Universe streaming service. So, I mean, it makes sense. They're like, I don't think we got enough people, so we're going to go ahead and show it to you for free on YouTube, and then maybe you're going to really want to pay for it. Now, I'm clicking on the trial here. Let's see. There's a free trial. So you can sign up for that. Maybe check it out. But, so here are the 5 reasons that you should be watching this show. And according to this Magic, Madness, and Sadness, that's in it. Normalcy versus oddities. Blended physical and soulful performances. And watch Diane Guerrero balance 64 different personalities. And so that's all you need to know, right? Makes you kind of already want to see it. I know you're probably thinking that's not enough of a reason to see it, but maybe go check it out on YouTube. I think you know what? Now that I know it's on YouTube, I'm gonna search it out, see if I like it. What do you think, Brett? Sean?
That might be interesting. It seems like they're coming out with different kind of spin-offs on like superhero stuff. Like I noticed one new movie, what was it called, Brightwood or something coming out? It's like a spin-off on superhero horror.
Oh yeah, I think is that going to be on the CW? Because
I think that's an actual movie. I think.
Oh, a movie. All right.
Uh,
Yeah, because I saw something about like Supernatural producers, or because that's it for Supernatural. Which, hey, they had a long run, but I guess there's another series coming which they're like is very R-rated, but I don't know how they're gonna do it on tele, or maybe I don't know. There's so many movies now that are like, okay, let's be anti-hero, or the typical Marvel DC have had their time. Now that we've opened the floodgates, let's show all the other ones. Which there is a show on Netflix, which I actually did like. I hope it makes a second season, but I think they cut it off at the end of it. So I'm not even gonna get you started on that, because all you guys will be like, "Oh, that was a really good season." You'll be like, "Can't finish it, so why start it?" That's what I don't like about these. But so there you go. Now we talked about Sonic the Hedgehog. Remember that? And how people were really upset about that. Like so much so that people were like, "Wait a minute. Sonic doesn't look like Sonic, and I feel like I don't want to watch it." So they went back to the drawing board and said, "You know what? We heard you guys, so we're going to go ahead and change that." So that was the latest, right? Sonic the Hedgehog. Well, because of it now, they're pushing back the time it was supposed to be released to make it right. According to director Jeff Fowler, said taking a little more time to make Sonic just right. How much time? Well, Paramount's live-action adaptation of the video game character was originally scheduled for release on November 8th. But because now of this whole having to redo everything, they're going to release it February 14th, 2020. So I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea now at this point. What do you think, Sean? Yeah, I think it's exactly that. He's taking our next caller. But so let us know on social media what you think. Would you still go see this? I personally, I probably will. I'll take the little 6-year-old to go see it, because he's going to be like, "Who's Sonic?" He never played Sonic, right? So he's got to have that introduction. And then, of course, they'll probably have a whole bunch of new video games, which they're depending on. But, ooh, as far as like being a trailer out there, look, here's what I like. Here's what I will say I totally get behind. They need to always listen to the fans. Look, social media is big, right? The moment people say, we don't feel like it, if they would have released that as it is, they would have lost so much money. Because the backlash was already terrible at the beginning, right? At least like with Game of Thrones, where the backlash is at the very end of the entire series, you can't really do anything with that, right? Because people are excited for it all the way through, and then at the end, and I still don't know what happened, because I was hoping to binge watch all of those, but there you go. All right, well, we need to go because we need to take a break, but we're still going to be here. In fact, our returning guest, super excited about that. Alejandro Patino is going to be here with us live on air, so super excited to talk to him around the corner. Get your questions ready. We're going to ask them live right here on the Hollywood Social Lounge. So for Mr. Sean Nickerson and myself, stay right there. If you need to go anywhere, download our app, KMET1490am.com. You can also stream us live on any of your apps, kvvvb.tv. Tell your friends who don't have Facebook, who don't have Periscope or Twitter, and they could tune in right there. So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned.
All right, all clear.
All right, we're on our commercial break, getting ready for Alejandro around the corner. Many of you tuning in, some of you probably for the first time, thinking, wait a minute, what am I watching? And again, we're going to be talking to Alejandro about his latest film, Papi Chulo. And I like the tagline here, very interesting. Sometimes a stranger makes the best friend, right? Sometimes somebody that doesn't know your whole story. Good to know. Somebody doesn't judge you. Yeah. So we'll be talking about that. Did you end your personal story, right? We all have one. So It'll be interesting. I haven't seen this yet. I want to see it. It comes out
1 minute, everyone. 1 minute.
I believe June 6th. I got to get that right, so I don't give people the wrong day, and then they go out the day after it comes out and be like mad at me. So let's see here. Hold on. And if you haven't signed up to our group, it's the Aaron Michael Sanchez and the Breakfast Club, as our social media have coined themselves. June 7th. Okay, see, I would have had people in line already for it, and they would have been like,
30 seconds.
how come it's not out?
30 seconds.
All right, thanks, Sean. June 7th. All right, so get ready for that.
Okay, here we go. 10 seconds.
Okay,
This includes 1 terabyte of data per month. Data overage charges apply. For details about data allowance, go to att.com/internet-usage. Geographic and service restrictions apply.
That's right. It's the Hollywood Social Lounge right here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM, and KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, and Periscope TV. Yes, it's that time for our good friend Alejandro Patino. Alejandro is in the latest film coming to theaters June 7th. It is called Papi, Chulo, co-starring with Matt Bomer, is Alejandro Patino. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Alejandro.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for joining us. You know, I've wanted to have you on the show for quite some time. We interviewed you back on the red carpet at the Odyssey Theater a while back. And since then, I know you've been very busy. You've been producing your own stuff. And then this came along, or maybe this came along before that, as films usually do. What was this experience like being on this film, Alejandro?
Wow. The experience for this film was really a great time. The writer-director and the producers and a lot of the major crew were from Ireland, so really great people to work with. No stress. We were there for the project, for the script, for the director, and we had a blast. As you can probably see when you see the film, you'll see you can feel it. You can feel how the film is put together. Actually, I think.
Yeah. Well, again, just looking at the trailer, I saw a lot of familiarity as far as the streets go. So that was shot here or in LA? I mean,
totally shot here. Yeah, totally LA. Echo Park, Griffith Park, Silver Lake. We were up in I think Highland Park too, in certain areas. Oh, Eagle Rock also. Yeah,
right.
The director always wanted to shoot a film in LA, and this was his baby. He want this is what came out of it. Independent feature, of course, and I think we have a good little feature that's going to make some waves here.
Now, why did you say independent feature? Of course, just out of curiosity.
Why did I say that? Oh,
yeah.
Because it's not a studio film. People usually, sometimes think that it's coming from a studio, and it's not. It's an independent feature from Ireland, actually. So I guess that's why I mentioned it.
Yeah, and why that's so important, of course, is that is even more dependent upon word of mouth, right? Because the advertising dollars, other than big budget, like Avengers, it's very important to get the word out. So Alejandro, obviously you're in this film. Now, I want to share with our viewers the actual trailer of this film so that we can continue the conversation behind it, because you really see, it's something that you just said a moment ago. I mean, this film seems to have a lot of heart. What else would you how else would you describe it?
It does have a lot of heart. When I read the script, it was, to me, it read magically. The relationships that are in the film, and what we're dealing with now, the divisiveness that we have in this country at this point. This shows the compassion that these two characters, or at least my character, has for what Matt is going through. Solitude. The film is about solitude and how we here in LA, even though we have millions of people here in this town, you can still find that solitude because of our technology that we have now. Like our cell phones. Mm-hmm. We're not as social as we used to be, person to person. I mean, now we're on the internet and Facebook and Instagram, and everything's on there. We don't go out and socialize with people anymore.
Yeah,
we used to. Yeah.
Well, and I want to say it's got to be interesting because you've been on big budget films as well. Iron Man 2, Fast and Furious, some huge ones. So, what made this project so special for you personally?
For me personally, like I said, the script. The script was very, like I mentioned to you, it's magical. It was magical when I read it. That and the fact that the character was also a lead, and how he acted, how the both characters interact with each other, dealing with the Latino life and regular American life. The status also, Matt's character, the weatherman, being somebody well off, but at the same time he loses his mate 6 months earlier and throws him into a spiral, and he needed somebody to help him, and he ends up hiring myself, a day laborer, to help him with his issues, and when you see the film, you'll see what transpires in that. But for me, with this film, it was the fact that it was the story, the character, and the fact that this is my first, lead role in that respect.
Right, which is what I want to get back to. So let's okay, everybody's like in anticipation. They want to see the trailer. Here it is, Alejandro Patino in Papi Chulo. Check it out.
Good afternoon, Los Angeles. The hot, dry gusts, a real hazard. The hot, dry gust. The hot gust.
What is going on here?
Okay. Those were not tears. It was like this intense acid reflux, like I ate something super bad.
You need to take some time off. You need a rest.
Hey, it's me. Just wanted to let you know that the big old tree is gone. That is it, Carlos. The last vestiges of us have now been swept away. It is a vicious circle. Hello. Hola. Do you paint?
Sí, yo paint.
There it is.
Es más que un día.
It's more than one day?
It's more one day.
Más que one day. Got it. Yep.
Oh, today was just a day, and you dealt with it okay. But tomorrow...
It looks great. I love it. Pero más tarde.
Más tarde.
Yeah?
Oh,
I guess it doesn't actually taste good, but I'm gonna drink it anyway because it costs $15.
No, está malo.
oh, it's coming.
But you think I'm crazy? Loco.
Un poco, sí.
I'm not really crazy, but I'll confess, I am going through a rough patch. My ex has been gone for 6 months now, and I have to admit, I'm not good at being alone. I never have been. Feels good to talk. For the longest time, Ernesto, my subconscious had decided to thwart my own happiness.
No te entiendo.
We're encoded at such a young age. Hey, it's me. Just wanted to let you know, you don't have to worry about me. I met someone and I'm doing great. It's terrific. You have 5 kids?
Yes.
And a wife?
Sí, y unas esposas también.
Oh, you're lucky. I'm ready to get back to work.
Right now?
I'm a doer. You know this.
Go home and rest.
I can't. Have you seen this guy? Anyone ever tell you that you were a very good listener, Ernesto? It's más que un día.
Sí, more one day.
So, mañana?
Claro que sí.
Here we go. Cute couple.
Oh.
All right, so Alejandro, again, I saw that and I said, wow, I've really got to see this. This has been in the film circuit and it's won a couple of awards. What's that like watching with an audience for the very first time?
it was really great seeing it with the international audience. We started in Canada, went to London, Ireland, Scotland, Mexico. Each one of those locations really took the relationship and the situations to heart. In fact, I had one gentleman, older gentleman, come to me in Guadalajara and said, do me a favor, send this to your president. You did such a great job in your performance, but send it to your president so he can see that we're not rapists and drug dealers and all that stuff. To me, this movie is about two people, and
Right.
it's like, what I love about it is it's not John Butler, the writer, did not write a stereotypical personality, even though it is. I mean, the character that I usually audition for is that character, that day labor guy.
Right.
He gave him more of a grounded presence of being a proud Latino, taking care of his family and just working as hard as he can until he finds out what's happening with Matt's character. So that's what attracted me to the film, and that's what I see being portrayed very beautifully by his direction.
Now, Alejandro, I got to ask, what's your first language? Like growing up?
Growing up, first language Spanish.
Okay, because I mean, everybody can tell right now you do not have the accent that you have in the film, and obviously that was very intentional, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you speak perfect English. And I find, because sometimes people will come to me, they'll see my last name, and they automatically think, I will speak in such a way, and then they don't realize where I grew up and what my background is, and we all have different backgrounds, right? So where did you grow up?
I was born in Central Coast, Santa Maria, California, an hour past Santa Barbara. I was we were visiting with my grandmother there at the time. That's when I decided to come out. And then we went back to Los Angeles. All my other siblings were born in LA. So I was the only one born in Santa Maria, but I was raised the majority of my youth in Compton, California, back in the 60s and 70s and early 80s. That's when I went into college at Cerritos College and entered as a business major because we had a liquor store deli in Compton. And, business, family, take over the family business. But
right. Which is common, by the way, in the cultures.
Yeah. So I ended up taking an extracurricular class, which was acting and tennis. And my teacher asked me to audition for a play, and that was it. After I auditioned and got the part and did the run, and it was like, wow, this is something I'm gonna be doing for the rest of my life.
Okay, well, I want to speak of that, by the way. Can we hold you? We need to take a break, a much-needed break, but I want to keep you, and I want to pick up right there of how that went from, because your resume is huge and very long, so I want to talk about this. Can we keep you for the break, or do you have another film to get on really quick? Am I holding you?
No, okay. It's a series called 10 to 5 on Netflix, but yes.
Okay. So we'll be right back. We're gonna keep Alejandro. We're gonna tell them, hold on, he can wait after us. We'll be right back right after these messages with Alejandro Patino next here on the Hollywood Social Lounge. Stay tuned. Here. All right, so there you go. We're on our commercial break with Alejandro Patino. I know my mom's gonna probably want to watch that. She already said it's hilarious. Blanca over there. Good morning, Blanca. Thanks for tuning in. Mike, thank you for tuning in. Feel free to share among your friends. Again, Alejandro Patino here with us on radio, television, and online.
2 minutes left, guys. 2 minutes.
And we're just picking up on that because Alejandro's story is one which you think, wow, like, okay, he went to business, right, and just did the acting on the side. So, of course, that asks, what's the next question to be asked? Well, at what point did you say you were going to do this for a career, right? I think it's a much needed question because and we've been connected for quite some time just through mutual friends and on red carpet, so I get to see him and love to see him at every one of these events. A very great, humble guy. So there are a lot of people that I've met which have been in maybe 10, 20, sometimes even 100. I haven't done the numbers or on his math here on how many exactly. He might know how many he's been on. I mean, everywhere from The Bridge. I remember that came out.
1 minute, guys. 1 minute.
17 episodes of that. Recently on Netflix, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. And Fast and Furious, Iron Man 2. Again, a lot of short and long form films. He's produced on his own. He's a man of many talents, is where I'm going with this. So whenever anybody gets their hands on him as an actor, they can know that they're getting a very
30
seasoned
seconds.
actor.
30 seconds.
A very experienced actor. So, and I'll be honest, I'm glad to see him in a co-starring role. I really am. I see him in a lot of supporting roles of, like you said, but a main character co-starring.
All right, guys.
This is why I'm so
Here
happy
we
for him.
go. 10 seconds.
I want to see more.
Right here for America's First News with me, Matt Ray.
Weekday mornings, 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. right here on KMET AM 1490.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the Hollywood Social Lounge right here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM and KVVB TV 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, and YouTube Live. Yes, we are continuing our discussion with Alejandro Patino. And Alejandro, you are in this film. We talked about that, but it started quite some time back when you wanted to get into the arts, but you were going to school for business. So you took arts on the side. At what point did you say, okay, this is what I want to do?
It was actually when I did my first play. My acting teacher asked me to audition for that he was going to direct. So I got the part, and it was a musical, The Life and Times of Jesse James. It was called Diamond Studs.
Wait. So you sing, Alejandro?
Sing, dance, yes, and act. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That's why I took in college. And actually, when my first musical that I did, the Jesse James one, that actually started me getting into dancing also, because they were choreographing stuff. And I got out of high school the year before, and I was a football player, and it was like, oh man, so this was totally something new. But the best part of it was that I was also taking martial arts, so I was fairly decently limber for some of the dancing stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that about you. I didn't. Now I see why you don't travel with a bodyguard, Alejandro. You're your own. You could dance around them or karate chop them at the same time. That's
exactly.
But okay. So now it's, and we've had people on the show to talk about how theater acting is so much different than on camera acting. And so when did that transition happen for you?
That transition happened. I was doing a lot of early on in my first 10 years of being union. I got my SAG card. Was pretty much commercially. Most of it was commercial work. My first major break was a film that I did called Bowfinger with Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy, Christine Baranski.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. That was my first major film role in that respect, and it was 3.5 months work. It was great working with Frank Oz directed. Like I said, and all the other characters Steve Martin wrote. But that's when I realized that these guys are just regular people, very talented and special in that respect. But they're just regular people, and here I am, toe to toe acting with these guys.
Well,
realization of. Go ahead.
Well, I don't want to cut you off, but I kind of want to go back and say, at that point, did you say, okay, I made it? Or did you know there was going to be more work involved?
Oh, no. I didn't say I made it. I said I'm here. And now, like you said, the work. For me, like I said, this was going to be my life. So I've been doing this for the last 40 years in that respect. So that was just the beginning when I realized I should just focus on just the acting. Because before that, I was a prop maker. I also built sets. Like I said, I was doing college plays and dance concerts and all that stuff. And that's when Bowfinger came and the opportunity to just start acting. That's what I decided right there when I did this film. And after that, I mean, if you check my IMDb, you check out the Bowfinger and you see the amount of work that I've accomplished in that respect.
Well, have you done the math on how many films and TV and on-screen projects you've been in? Just out of curiosity.
Well, according to IMDb, I've done close to 140 credits in that.
Right.
Respect. Both TV, film, and short films and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, and this is why I'm so happy for you, Alejandro, because in all of these, as you just said, I find it interesting that it took 140 films and projects, and now you're in a co-star role as a lead. I'm so happy for you, because a lot of people give up after 10 and then they go like, oh, well, but you have continued that on. What keeps you going there?
It's like I always tell people, the younger actors coming up, I always tell them about my version of the 3 Ps. I have this saying, this motto, that for me it's always been persistence, persistence, nonstop. Whatever I can get into, any kind of little project or big project, help out either by acting, by producing, by building a set, or anything that I can do within the industry is what I've focused my life on and doing. And that's pretty much what I've been doing for the last 40 years. I found the producer credit now, being able to produce my own little projects with my co-parts, my compadres. We're called the Three Amigos, or the Three Compadres production. We have a piece called Funny Brown People, which is a TV series making the always background people that we usually are, and making us the focus and the center of the story. But making it funny, of course. So I've done quite a few little projects where I've helped out in that respect and jumped in as a co-producer. And that's what I love. I love doing that. For me, it's the art, it's the people, it's the work.
Yeah.
I mean, and finally, I get an opportunity to do a lead role, which is the same character that I usually audition for. Only the writer, like I said, actually put me in a situation where the storyline is focusing on our relationship.
Well, okay, so I've got a question here. What do we have to do to get you in the next Avengers movies of the next 3? What character do we either need to create to bring into the Marvel universe, or which character do you think you could play in the next Marvel Avengers? Because I think we need you at least a 3 movie deal minimum.
Oh, I love your thinking.
Yeah.
You know what? Recently, I was asked that question also, and I came up with this superhero, and he's called Captain Latino America. So it's the whole lower continent of the Americas.
Okay, so what would it take to get that movie made on its own, and then Marvel to say, you know what? Yeah, we need that guy. He needs to be in the Avengers. What do we have to do to make that happen?
What would it take? Well, for one, of course, money. And, the right people with the right script in that respect.
Yeah.
That's always the format in terms of making a film. You have a great script, people love it. Let's find the actors to put into it, and then once we know who's in it, then let's go get the money. Or if you're lucky enough, you get the money ahead of time.
Right. Well, and I love that you literally know all aspects of filmmaking. Many people just go in. I've been with actors which say, I just want to act. I don't want to do anything else. You've been behind the screen. You've helped out with other projects. You've always kept busy in the film industry. I know because I've heard of others to speak very highly of you. I've heard of you talking, and I can tell you put your whole love of just the art of filmmaking into it, that you do so many different things. But I want to see more of what I love to see you in, which is both directing and acting. And so tell me, there's something, you already mentioned a couple projects there, but I mean, is there a dream project if you had all the money in the world to make that you want to make?
Oh yeah. I've been holding off on my first short film that I helped co-write and acted in and produced, called Desert Roadkill. I have somebody who already wrote a 3-season arc for us. It's just getting to the right people to pitch it, and hopefully if things go well and I get a little bit of recognition to talk to the right people, and I can to them. I've got as a roadkill, like I mentioned before, Funny Brown People, which is in festivals right now. Another one called Los Curanderos, like the shamans, which is another mystical type of comedy short. And what other ones? Oh, and I just got cast, and I'm a recurring guest star on a Netflix series called Hentified, which is in process right now. We're shooting it, and we have maybe 3 or 4 more weeks to go.
Okay, so Alejandro, I want to put out, because we're running out of time, but I want to put out this challenge to all of our listeners and viewers. I want everybody to share what you just said on the project that you really want to make and getting in front of the proper people, because I want to see that made, and then I want you to return with us soon, especially when that's made. Okay, before then is fine too, but I want to see your dream project because you put in so much time, so much work, and so much effort into others, which I is great. It's great on film, by the way. I just want to see your personal dream to be made. So I think all of us here that are tuning in, if we could share all of this, whether it be his page or follow him. How do we follow you, Alejandro, in your career?
How do you call me?
No, follow you. Well, call you is good too, but you're like, here's my agent. On
Instagram, it's Alejandro Patino 12, and on Facebook, I think it's the same thing, Alejandro Patino 12.
All right.
The 12 I had to cut short because it's usually my email is Alejandro Patino, Alex Patino 12,000, because that's what I want to get paid a daily rate. So hopefully that'll come to fruition as well.
Got it. Okay. Well, you know what? Hey, anything could happen. I want to say a big thank you. Any last words for those that have supported you in your career all the way up till and to where you're at now? Because it takes a village.
Oh, no, I mean, yes, it does take a village, and I thank everybody who supported me, from all the guys at the prop making scene shops that gave me the opportunity to go out and audition while I'm working. My teachers, of course, from college. Everybody who has become a fan throughout the years. I appreciate your support, and thank you for being there for me.
All right, so there it is, Alejandro Patino. You can check him out, and Papi Chulo coming to theaters soon, which I know what that means. Down the road, we can also watch it on demand, but it's so important to see it in theaters. And as you know already, Alejandro, it's important. But why is it important for people to go support this?
Because in terms of the movie coming out that weekend, it's very important, because the studio and the production and the distribution company need to know that this is a project that's going to be seen, and hopefully we can get to more theaters and more locations to be seen. And
yes.
This is how you help. This is how you help the production and the film, as well as the actors.
Exactly. And not to mention distribution deals down the line for television, for online streaming. Yes, they all look at this, how many people can go see it, who it's going to attract. So support Alejandro. Alejandro, thank you so very much for joining us here on the Hollywood Social Lounge. I've been a big fan for a long time. I'm looking forward to seeing you do more, and we'll have you back to talk about your other film that you're going to have the money for at some point, okay?
Great. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this time.
Absolutely. We do too. Thank you. That's Alejandro Patino. You can check him out. Papi Chulo in theaters coming soon, so look out for it. Make sure to follow him on Instagram, Facebook, and all the social media platforms. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with a couple of trailers next here on the Hollywood Social Lounge. After that, we'll do Terminator, which is the second one.
Second one, all right.
And then if we have time for the third one, that'll be the Phoenix one. But we'll see. We'll see how we.
Okay, so no Aladdin.
Yeah, probably. I don't think we're gonna have time for that one. Well, let's see. I know you got to cue them, so
yeah.
We should ask our audience. What do you guys want to see? Aladdin or
Got 30 seconds.
Phoenix. Which, I want to see Phoenix. But Aladdin looks good. We have some behind the scenes there, so... Vote in social media. Let us know.
All right, here we go.
Come by one of our 2 convenient locations in Beaumont and Temecula and visit top-lineindustrial.com. At Top Line Industrial, we don't just sell products, we sell solutions.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the Hollywood Social Lounge. Right here on ABC News Radio. KMET 1490 AM. And it's that time for our movie trailers of the week. Yes, the first one, very interesting. It is called Wild Rose. Why so wild is Rose? Well, we'll find out right here in the trailer. Check it out.
Bet you're gonna miss me.
Can you keep your foot still, please? You're gonna be the next Dolly Parton!
Your Lordship, Miss Harlan has put her childish ways behind her. Her children are living with her once again.
Do you miss me?
She is a promising young country singer.
I'm trying to get to Nashville.
She now works full-time as a daily woman.
Hey! I'm trying to be a country singer.
Nobody wants to see a convicted criminal up there.
Johnny Cash is a convicted criminal, you ball bag. Country music is just 3 chords in the truth. Just gets whoever's in there out. I should have been born in America. I'm an American.
You're young. You're incredibly talented. There is nothing you can't do.
Just thinking about your kids. You cast them off when you get a better offer.
This is me trying to make something of myself, and surely that's a good thing for them.
No letting them down. That would be a good thing for them.
Had to find There's so much I can't undo.
I wanted you to take responsibility. I never meant to take away your hope.
If you've got a voice, you've got something to say.
But you know that I had to go. Ain't no place like home.
When you put your mind to something, you can do anything.
Place like home.
So there you go. Wild Rose. Is that something you're going to want to check out? Is that something you're going to want to see? Let us know on social media. Scottish woman juggles her job, 2 children, while pursuing her dream of becoming a country music star. Yeah, we know of a lot of stories like that, right? She gets her chance, travels to Nashville, Tennessee, on a life-changing journey to discover her true voice. Director Tom Harper, music by Jack Arnold. And so we'll see what that's like around the corner. That's pretty cool. And coming up, speaking of keeping it in the musical scene altogether, Aladdin. Yes, that's where it's at. Here's the film and a little bit behind the scenes. Check it out.
Ready, everybody?
So today, we are on set filming Aladdin, and it's just so magical. This live-action Aladdin took my breath away. Growing up with this character, and I always remember Jasmine as strong and knows her own mind. When I think of when I was a little girl, she was the character I would always play because I could relate in some way. What we're trying to do is reimagine with a modern twist to it.
What Naomi has done with Jasmine is powerful and really unique.
She brings that sense of empowerment to the character.
As a character that you know, it's a refreshing incarnation.
Princess Jasmine wants the best for Agrabah, and what's best for them is if she leads. But rather than say that she wanted to lead, she shows the skills and the qualities of a leader.
She has big aspirations, and she sees a future that's greater for the kingdom and the city of Agrabah.
The story is a progression of how she finally speaks out and becomes the leader that she's destined to be. Today, we are filming one of the new songs, Speechless. She says, enough is enough. I have a choice here, and I'm going to stand up for what I believe in. It's such a strong song. It's going to be really special.
stumbled upon an opportunity. I can make you rich. Rich enough to impress a princess.
What would I have to do?
There's a cave of wonders. Bring me the lamp.
O great one who summons me, I stand by my oath, loyalty to wishes 3.
I'm kidding. Watch this.
Watch out! You done wound me up. You ain't never had a friend like me.
Hey, can you make me a prince?
There is a lot of gray area in Make Me a Prince. I could just make you a prince.
Oh, no.
Y'all see my palace?
You look like a prince on the outside. But I didn't change anything on the inside. Showtime.
No, I'm in charge, okay? I say when it's time. Really? I thought a princess could go anywhere.
Not this princess.
Do you trust me?
Don't you dare close your eyes. Hold your breath, it's better. I'm like a shooting star. I've come so far. Let me share this whole new world with you.
What? That's already out? Yeah, exactly. Take the whole family to go see it. That's one of those things that when you want to see it, you just do, right? I haven't seen any of the other actual live action films, but for some reason, Aladdin, that one actually calls out to me, and I think I want to see this one. So I don't know. Do you want to see it? Let us know on social media whether you plan to see it. Give us a thumbs up. Maybe I don't think the thumbs down is an option on Facebook right now, is it? No, it's not. All right. Well, we appreciate each and every one of you. Sean Nickerson, thank you for co-hosting for today. Appreciate you keeping all of our sound stuff ready to go over there in the radio land and also television. We appreciate our entire team over there. We know there's a lot of people that are always behind the scenes that put these shows together for us, so we appreciate them as well. Alejandro Patino. Yeah, you got to go check out his latest film. It's Papi Chulo. And one of the easiest ways you can already participate is just go ahead and share that video. We posted it on our Facebook Live, which is right there under Hollywood Social Lounge. Just go right there, or you can retweet it. We'll probably post it up to our Twitter feed as well later. And go ahead and support him. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you support any independent filmmaker or independent budget. So there you go. For all of us here at both stations, we appreciate each and every one of you for watching. Make it a great day, whatever you do. And let us know what you would like to see more on the show. If you have a film that's coming out, you're like, hey, I want more people from that, let us know. That way we could try to get out to them and let them know you want to watch. All right, everyone, it's been a great one. Remember, life is worth living, so live it well. Bye-bye, everyone.
And watch me go.